Hello! How's everyone doing? I can't believe it's Thursday, and happy Thanksgiving to anyone that is tuning in from the States today. I'd love to know what you're feeling grateful for today. I'm personally feeling grateful for being able to be here with all of you guys, all of you fabulous ladies, and to really just take this week to get you fired up, to get rid of those icky feelings of feeling fed up and tired and fatigued, and really get fired up for an amazing end of November into December, last month of 2020, which I'm sure we're all like, yes, and into 2021, a whole new year. So for those of you that are new to this series, that are new to me, my name is Natalia Edelman. I am a life and business strategist, a certified wellness coach, #1 best-selling author, and the founder of the Make It Happen Success System. I've also created the Client Generator Bootcamp, which I'm really excited about, but I'm not going to share any more of that until tomorrow. So this is a free live series dedicated to female entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial women in their first 1 to 3 years of business, who are just feeling really fed up right now and need some motivation, need some really simple strategies to snap out of it and get back into it. Fall back in love with your business, fall back in love with your life. All of these things I want for you. So this is not a challenge. This is not a masterclass. Lord knows we've seen a lot of those. I've heard we're zoomed out, all of these things. This is straight talk because I know how you're feeling. How do I know? Because I've been interviewing people just like you all year round. I've been interviewing female entrepreneurs. I've been hearing this from my clients, both in my accelerator programs and my mentorship programs. I've been hearing it from people in my network, from people in my group, in my free community, Life Strategies with Nat for Entrepreneurial Women. I've just been hearing it all year round. And I would be lying if I didn't feel like this during when I first started my business, which I can't believe was almost 3 years ago. So I know exactly what you're going through, and that was even pre-COVID. So this year has just been insane, very interesting, hasn't it? I shouldn't really use that word insane, but who am I kidding, right? So let me know who's here. Let me know who's tuning in live. Give me a hello in the comments. Maybe tell me where you're tuning in from. I always love seeing where we are all in the world. I am in the south of Spain right now, but I go between here and Canada, so that's where I grew up. In sunny Spain, it's not so sunny. It's still raining. We had a crazy storm yesterday. It was wild. I'd love to know. Put in the comments some emojis that tell me what the weather's like for you, because it's always fun to see. So, like I said at the beginning, this is not a masterclass. This is not a challenge. This is nothing that you had to sign up for. I just really want to give you value this week. Not that I think you wouldn't want to join my email list, and if you do, put email on the bottom in the comments, and I'll add you for sure. But this week is really about having just an honest discussion about where you're at. So engage with me, ask questions, tell me how you're feeling, use emojis if you want, connect with me afterwards via message. And at the end, which is tomorrow is our last day, which is crazy. It went by so fast. If you still want more, if you still need more, I have a super special announcement. I kind of ruined the surprise at the beginning if you were here with me from the beginning, but I will give you those details tomorrow. I'm super comfy today. It's a rainy day. I've got my holiday poinsettia. I love poinsettias over the Christmas holidays, over the holidays. And Yeah, let's get started. So far we've talked about feeling fed up about the BS, right? Feeling fed up about having to do all the things. Feeling fed up about talking to people who just don't want what you're selling, who aren't your ideal clients. Oh, Renee, that's okay. No worries about that. And I also gave you some really specific things that you can do to step out of this feeling of feeling fed up about all the BS, all the doing too much, all the, hearing no more than you hear yes, like all those things that we experience when we're first building our businesses. So day one was all about creating a list and putting your why beside each one. Why are you doing anything on your list? So important. Oprah talks about this all the time. You got to know why you're doing anything. You got to know why you're anywhere. Day two was about looking at that list and going through it and saying, well, what can I eliminate? What can I automate? And what can I delegate? So such important questions when you go through and you're doing your planning. I use kind of like a dashboard style plan where I have my different categories and then I've got my list of things that I do on a regular basis. But that's a different lesson for a different day. And day three was all about getting to know your client like your BFF, like your best friend. Hey, Sarah. So lovely to see you. So tell me, how did it go? How did those exercises go for you? I got some comments and messages outside of the fact. I heard that they were really eye-opening. I heard that you saw some things that you were like, oh, I don't have to, like, why am I doing that? And so that's awesome because, so much of feeling fed up or fatigued is like we take too much on our plate. But today, I want to ask, we're going to talk about spending hours on social media and like, how fed up are you about that? Like, show me some hearts or something in the comments because this is what I hear all the time. I've had even people, and some of them are my clients, are like, I just don't want to do it anymore. Like, I'm so fed up. Like, there has to be another way. And you know what? Like, social media is a business tool that is just so key to your business, especially now. So let's talk about how we can not feel like that and get fired up to actually use our tools, use our social media tools. So I want to ask you something. Does it trigger you when you hear people say, I can write my content for the week in an hour, or I can write my whole month's work of content in a day? I'm just curious, like, how do you feel when you hear people say that? Are you like, that's impossible? Like, how the hey is she doing that or he doing that? Like, I can't think that far ahead. How is that being authentic? Like, or are you just kind of looking blankly at the page being like, what am I going to write about? I got nothing. I want to hear, like, comment yes below because this is what I'm hearing. So you're not alone, So when you comment yes, you're not alone and you can actually see others that are really struggling with this. Let's talk about what's really happening. Okay, let's talk about what's really going on. You don't have a clear strategy. You don't have a clear objective. And when I say objective, I mean like a business objective, a business goal. Is it to get more clients? Is it to get more followers? Is it to have people join your group? Like some kind of call to action. You don't know your ideal client. Like this keeps coming up, I know, but it's so central to your business, knowing your ideal client like you know your best friend. and what they want, what they desire, what they're challenged with. I know you guys have not, this is not the first time you're hearing this. And if that's a trigger, look into that as well, because as we evolve, as our business evolves, and my God, have we been doing a ton of evolving this year, because nothing's the same. Like, you're not the same, I'm not the same, our clients aren't the same, our business is not the same. And so we've had to pivot, we've had to elevate our business ourselves. We've done a lot of learning. I know I've put on a lot of masterclasses and challenges this year, just because I know, and I've heard you guys say that these are the things you're missing. But the thing that's happening as well is that you're on the verge of burnout. You're on the verge of burnout because you have so much on your plate. You're on the verge of burnout or overwhelmed because you're trying to follow all these strategies. You've done all these free classes, all these free master classes, and you're trying to put them all together. And one person says does this, and one person says does that, do that. And you're just like, well, what am I actually supposed to do? And, one of the most common mistakes, and we kind of talked about that yesterday, was people build a product that they think their ideal client wants, or they think that's what they need, but they actually don't do that validation. And so what I want to help you with today, being as, okay, so how do we get clear on this? It's really about getting clear on the person that you're selling to. So building on what we talked about yesterday in terms of getting to know your client like your BFF, because when you know what they want, what they like, you can then start speaking to that. The other thing is, you want to use social media as a tool. You don't want to be on social media all the time. So ask yourself, where is your ideal client hanging out? And again, I know you know this, but it's just about checking in again and saying, are they on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of these things? All these platforms? Maybe they are, but if this is becoming overwhelming for you, pick one. Pick Facebook. That is where, or pick Instagram. It doesn't matter. If you're working with corporate clients, go on LinkedIn. And it's totally natural to want to stretch yourself so far, so wide. I know I did that, and it was really exhausting because I felt like I had to be everywhere and anywhere, but you actually don't. You actually don't. I had this question come up in my coaching call yesterday. We have a group coaching call every Wednesday, and it was along the lines of, why, if I'm going to be on Facebook or if I'm going to be on Instagram, how, I don't want to miss anybody. And it's don't worry about it. You aren't going to miss anybody. You'll be fine. You just have to have that confidence and belief in yourself, because once you master one platform, then you can go on to another one because you've mastered it. You're able to generate leads effortlessly and organically for free. It's not about, having paid ads all the time. And I know one of my coaches told me, she was like, get to a point where you can generate leads organically and convert them into sales before you start spending money on ads. And I think that is such a smart way to go about it. And, I encourage my clients to do the same. So, it doesn't matter if you're kind of rethinking this or doing this 100%, doing this over and over again, but you just really want to ask yourself, where is my ideal client and how can I communicate to them? Pick 8 categories, 8 categories to talk about, and your why better be there, your story better be there. But you also want to talk about things that aren't always business related. You want to be using social media to be social. You know, no one, like, we all know that there's people that do manicured sites and manicured, you know, pictures and this and that, but people also like to see the real stuff, and don't hesitate to do that. So in a nutshell, you know, what do you do when you're sick of social media? You kind of scale back to scale up. Okay, so you focus on one platform at a time, and you do what you do on that platform super well. If it's Facebook, well, any of the platforms now, even Twitter has stories. I couldn't even believe it yesterday when I went, or was it? Yes, I can't remember. It was one day this week. I was like, oh my God, what's a fleet? And that is a story on Twitter, team. If you didn't get that update, that is a story. I mean, oh my goodness, you've got stories on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, I mean, video is king, but this isn't like, I could go on and on and on, and I don't want to go on and on and on. I want to keep this simple. If you are feeling overwhelmed with social media, scale back to scale up. Pick one platform and get really, really good at it. Work with a coach, work with someone who is doing and achieving the results on that platform that you want. And actually, Renee here, he is an amazing Facebook marketing expert. He's amazing. I can't even tell you. I've learned so much from him. And I'm going to wrap it up, but your takeaway today, and if you want to put in the comments, it would be, you know, what platform are you going to show up 110% on? What different categories, what 8 categories are you going to start talking about? Stuff that's important to you and important to your ideal client, because they want to get to know you. And again, like, I could talk about this all day, and but I'm gonna leave it there. And tomorrow we are going to finish this live series off, and I've got a super special announcement for you guys. So I'm really excited, and thanks, Renee. I'm gonna go through your comments and make sure that I didn't miss anyone. And if you are catching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay so I know to come back and say hello and see what's happening. All right, you guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.